more, saying, whoa, 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 Bill Gates, cash isn't always king here in the great state of North Dakota. So what was the impetus for this letter, and what are you communicating specifically?
Well, yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to address that, Chris, because these are somewhat routine in the state. As you know, we've got prohibitions in our law. We don't allow corporate ownership or the ownership under an LLC of some kind of farming and ranching land in North Dakota, and that's pretty deeply ingrained in our DNA as a state. We protect against that type of ownership structure in the state. We have five exceptions that have come to be accepted by people, and there's, they're not often utilized, but when they are, they apply. We have family farm ownership under a corporate structure, and then there's very specific requirements. Cooperatives such as Crystal Sugar have some limited capacity to operate, even under our corporate farming laws. Coal mines, coal companies or extracting minerals, you could purchase the land, farmland. What is farmland or ranch land now? Remove the topsoil, then extract the minerals and return the topsoil. But even they're required within a year, I think it is, of that return to use. It's got to be divested. It's got to go back into non-corporate ownership. Nonprofit organizations such as Ducks Unlimited and some others have limited ability to purchase and utilize these lands. And then there's what's called the business purpose exception. And I would just call people to think about outside of our larger cities. There's what's now farmland, but they're going to turn it into housing development or something else, and a corporation can purchase that land, is allowed in the short term, and they can maybe even have one more crop year or something but they have to have a plan in place for the development that's going to come. So that's business development. So that the laws wouldn't be used to thwart that kind of ownership. But now what you have here in this instance is that this trust came in, the Red River Trust came in, purchased, you had it right, purchased the Campbell Potato Farm up there, and that triggered then the county to question the corporate or the ownership structure, whether maybe it ran afoul of North Dakota's corporate farming prohibition. And so they have alerted my office that this was out there, and that this question, now that's not an answer, right? It's a question of what is the corporate ownership structure? If it's corporate at all, it's a trust. What does that mean? What are the facts? So what we did, we sent out a letter to the entity, the Red River Trust, calling on them within 30 days to detail for us what is the ownership structure, who are the people involved in the Red River Trust, and what is that ownership structure, and what is the purpose for which they have purchased this land. It will be a pretty easy assessment. I'm sorry if I got a little long-winded on the exceptions, because they're narrow and they're defined very clearly in law and have to be adhered to. So the trust will have 30 days to answer our questions, describe the ownership, provide all the legal documentation for what is that ownership structure, and then we'll ascertain whether whether that runs afoul of our corporate farming prohibition and like corporation, LLC, that type of thing. And if it does, is there an exception that would permit it to go forward? It's a pretty quick assessment that gets made, so it won't take too much time to get this done.
At literally 20 seconds, I spoke with Tom Campbell briefly. He says, Chris, basically they bought it, we're leasing it back from them, we're going to farm it. Is that legal?
Well, I can't give you or anyone an advisory opinion on that. We'll know quickly though, and I'll be, we'll be real transparent about that. Obviously, we'll talk about that at the end of the 30 days.
Drew Wrigley, thank you very much.